Good morning, everyone. It's Monday, July 31st, the last day of July, and I'm here with Mel
Hey,
Doerr, Doerr. And people are writing me, people that didn't catch the word, it's been going on almost a year. I have stopped reading. Linda, what happens is they're not watching this show. They're just ex-client. I'm looking everywhere to try to book with you. So I'm always forwarding them to you and Sterling and
I appreciate that.
and
I really do.
author and all these great psychics, Deanne and then depending on what they need, if they need did you see me with Cool Crone
Uh, when was it?
last week? If you get a chance, she's a good astrologer.
She's amazing.
She is fantastic. So, and then Andre, who I love more than life itself. But I recommend people for astrology readings and Verdict readings with Hogarth and,
Thank you for the referrals. I appreciate it.
Oh, sure. Oh, you have? They called the office, but I didn't know if I should overwhelm you because.
No, I'm okay.
And Sterling just now opened October, I think. So he has some openings.
Well, what I'm doing is I went back to work, but I was only doing 2 people a day. But now I'm going to go up to 3 and then 4 and possibly 5. So, but I read 5 days a week. But I'm, and I'm not ready to retire. So there you go.
You're not exhausted from it?
Well, after cancer surgery, yeah. But when I'm working, I was working. It doesn't when I get home.
Right through it.
Yeah.
You know what else helps is you go to an office. You have an office, you have staff, and you kind of got to keep them fed.
Correct. And I started doing my readings when I was 18. So, I went to college and everything. So I've been doing it for so many years, when there are days I get tired. I'm thinking of cutting down to 4 days a week and just maybe adding an extra person or something, not staff, but extra client. And then I can have 3 days off, but I'll never retire.
Yeah. Well, I thought I wasn't going to retire as a pole dancer, but that train has gone on.
That's what I said about my career as a hooker, but I made $25.25. They were like, "Who gave you the 25 cents?" I said, "They all did."
But anyway, okay.
All right, on that happy note.
Thank you guys for your questions.
And thank everybody for their donations. I've gotten so many. And I don't even know how to begin to thank people. Other than just to send a generic thank you.
Yeah.
But what I am going to do is when I get back to work, and I am getting back to work, the money that was donated, I used, but what I'm going to do is take that same amount of money, and then I'll call Rush Cancer Center and see if they have a foundation where I can donate it to help people who are underprivileged that are going through cancer.
There you go.
So I will pay it forward.
Yes, I know you. That's how you are. Yeah, but everybody knew you weren't going to be working, so.
No, it was very kind.
It helps. It helps. And by the way, Dennis and Julie, if you guys look at my community page, the daughters got the most beautiful letter from a fireman that was involved with his accident. I guess he died immediately.
That's what I picked.
It was beautiful. You guys got to read it. And I asked Dennis and Julie's permission, as long as I deleted the fireman's name. And just beautiful.
I read it and I cried. It was really beautiful.
He knew Jeremy, right? The fireman knew Jeremy.
It was a friend. There were 2 of Jeremy's friends on the scene, according to that. So everybody, please send condolences to the family.
Yeah. But I asked them if they needed like a GoFundMe, and they said no. Apparently Jeremy was made, I don't know what kind of work he did, but he was settled and the girls are set. His daughters are older.
Julie and Dennis, we know from Sedona.
2 of the finest, most loving people you could ever meet.
They're a delight to have in class.
Yes.
A delight. And they're just amazing human beings. And when you sent me a text that their son had tragically died,
I couldn't believe it.
I couldn't either. I was just crushed for them. And of course, Linda was in contact with them, and I sent them a text, and they sent back the most beautiful message that they were thankful to have the support of the YouTube community.
Right. And Julie made the most beautiful comment to me. She said that that thanks to my teachings, not really mine, they're God's teachings, that they knew psychically, spiritually, that he is not dead.
Right, exactly.
He has moved on. And they said, because of your stuff, it put us in that awareness. One of the worst things you could ever think happened. But it also made them kind of in that peace that they know that he was going to be okay. And because vibrationally they're in that peace, they'll probably hear from him sooner than later.
That's what I picked up, because typically when somebody dies, I can't hook into them right away.
Yeah.
But this morning, I went out to get a little bite to eat. Shocker. If I can open my mouth. Shocker.
And it really was a little bite.
It was tiny bites, girlfriend. Beanie weenies.
Well, you lost 13 pounds. That's what I'm going to start. I'm going to start making my bites like that big.
Just take small bites and eat lots of Jell-O. But anyway, when normally I don't hook into them right when they first pass over. It takes a while. But boy, I'm sitting there and I'm reading that message that you forwarded, and I got this incredible sense of peace.
Good.
And I knew that he had passed right away, immediately, no pain. And that I saw him in this bright, beautiful, golden white light surrounded with angels.
Yeah.
And I was like, and this was like, wow.
Yeah.
And,
that's wonderful.
It's unusual for me to hook into him right away.
Well, listen, any blood of Dennis and, they got to be good people.
Oh, I know. I just can't imagine how horrible it is for a parent to lose a child.
Oh.
But, here again, when these kind of tragedies happen, thank God that they had, our community. And thank God they had you, because you were the one that introduced them to the Sedona.
Oh, listen, they were faithful. Every time there was a Sedona event, they'd be the first ones. In fact, Kim and Debbie are having an event. They met them at our event, and they wanted to make sure if Dennis and Julie wanted to come, they saved them a spot. And they booked as soon as I told them, hey, do you want to? Oh, hell yeah.
I always look forward to going to Sedona to see them, and you too, of course.
Right. But they just make you feel so comfortable.
Oh, I love them. They're wonderful.
Yeah, so many good people from Sedona, Uma, and my fireman friend, and
my God, there's so many.
There's so many good people.
The gentleman that owns the gay nightclub.
Oh yeah, Connie. Yeah, everybody is so good. Joy really enjoyed herself the last time.
I've got to call her. She's called me, and I got to call her.
Oh, yes.
Joy's amazing. She was amazing. I loved her poems. I loved her books.
And you know what? She's cool. She's
amazing.
She's connected. You know what I'm saying? She goes with the rump, and her husband is fantastic. What a lovely guy.
He's a nice man.
He's very good looking. So is she, but he could definitely play parts in movies.
He is a nice looking man.
Yeah.
But she's like the original Earth Mother, I think.
Yeah, she's so cool.
She's really cool.
And brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Oh, I know. Her poetry is amazing.
And she stands with the ancestors. I'm going to tell you right now. This
she
girl came into this world with a destiny.
She certainly did. In fact, when I was recuperating, she gave me a couple books, and they were autographed. I cherished them, and I was reading some of the stuff. Well, I read it before, but it really helped me a lot.
Yeah.
Just
her little poems too are excellent.
If you feel disconnected, read one of her poems. It really will help you to
connecting to Mother. She's like a Maya Angelou. She's that.
She really is,
but not with the ego.
No,
Maya. I love Maya, but one day somebody called her Maya, and she said it's doctor.
Oh.
And I thought, oh, that hurt me.
We're human beings before we're anything.
But this is a woman that struggled all her life, so it's very important to have the doctor.
People call me Mr.
Doesn't
Dora.
have to be ego based.
Nah, people call me Mr. Dora. I go, put that away. Call me Mel or Auntie Mel or Uncle Mel.
Well, people call me Biash all the time.
Me too.
I'm like, hey.
It's like, you got to say it with respect, girls.
Okay, so we got questions, you guys. Thank you for your questions.
Hey, I'm back to my Fanta.
Oh, good. It looks so refreshing, but I'm not a Fanta fan.
Oh, see, I just love my Fanta.
It looks so refreshing, but I don't like the taste. What was that other one? High C? My mom
Oh
used
yeah,
to
remember
buy it.
that? I see. I just like the carbonation in it.
And even, I used to love Kool-Aid. I can't drink Kool-Aid
No,
anymore.
I can't either. In Africa, that's what I drank. They would drink water, bottled water, or Fanta.
Wow. Okay. And it was 5 cents a pack for the Kool-Aid, and you needed 2 cups of sugar.
Oh, I know.
But my parents wouldn't let us drink soda pop like Coke or anything.
No.
But there was more sugar in the Kool-Aid than there was in soda.
We were allowed to have one pop a week. That was it. One soft drink a week. We
Yeah.
drank a lot of tea when we were kids, a lot of iced tea.
Oh,
That's
my mom, I was in utero, nothing but iced tea. She loved iced tea. She made the best iced tea.
sweet tea. Oh,
Oh, yeah. She made it in the pan where you cook. She cooked the tea to where it didn't get that bitter taste if it's
yeah, you got
overcooked. And then she put the ice and the sugar. Oh my God, it was delicious.
It's like, in the South, because it was so hot. And, a lot of people didn't have fans. We had one, but it wasn't in our room. No air conditioning in those days. In the summertime, it was hotter than two rats fornicating in a wool sock. I mean, it was hot. The temperature, they talk about climate change, temperature was like 95, the humidity is 80%. What do? You drink iced tea, you have 2 speeds, slow and stop, because you
Yeah.
can't. I mean, it's too hot. And
Yeah.
so we go out in the shade tree or, have Kool-Aid, but iced tea, that was, it was cheap to make and it was refreshing.
Yeah. And when I visited Georgia, I wanted to take Nicole. I wanted to see where I was born at Fort Benning. And a friend of my mom's had me stay at her house with my daughter. And they just sit out in the patio. You put plenty of mosquito spray on.
You sit on the patio.
I always say mosquito. My kids used to say mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes. That's why years ago, they would always plant big trees around the houses, because when the trees grew, they would give shade in the summer. And so you'd find yourself a good shade tree, and nice glass of tall iced tea.
Yeah. Well, we sat around, and let me tell you, it's a horse of a different color over there. Yeah. They speak slowly.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. I seen Myrtle, Junior's mama, down at the Piggly Wiggly. And I says to her, it's just like, I'm trying to end the sentences. Yeah.
Well, my grandmother was from the mountains. I got to get her accent. And it's hot here. I had to open a window. You ask her what time it was, and the time she told you, 7:30, is already 8 o'clock. She kind of talked like that. She kind of sang,
Yeah.
It was like, listen to me, I remember, there it comes. When I was in grade school, second grade, we were talking about fishing for some reason. And the teacher says, well, I forget what it was, but she was saying minnows. And I go, it ain't minnows, it's minnows. My grandma, my grandpa say minnows. When you fish, you got to have minnows. And it wasn't the window, it was the winder.
You argued with the teacher?
Of course. I argued with everybody.
Definitely wasn't a Catholic school.
Oh, no, well, I was banned from going there.
Yeah. Okay, you guys, so enough about us. What do you think of us? Let's talk about the questions here. Peanut said, hi, Linda and Mel. Thanks to both of you for sharing your wonderful gifts. Oh, thank you, sweetie.
Thank you.
I always look forward to seeing your show. With all the threats from Republicans about all the impeachments they are planning to do, will Republican voters realize that nothing is getting done for them? The list keeps getting longer and longer. Will they be successful in any impeachments?
Can I use Linda terms?
Yes.
I think if they try to impeach Biden, they better think again. It's going to be a nothing burger. I got 2 big zeros. Nothing.
Yeah. They can try. I'm not seeing anything go through for sure, because they got a Senate that's going to laugh when it comes to the Senate floor. But also, I don't think they're going to be able to pass a budget. I think they might shut down the country for a little bit.
And if they do that, guess what? They're toast.
That's when it works against them.
There's a lot of moderate Republicans that behind the scenes are anti-Trump. I wish they'd grow a set and stand up and say that.
They're afraid to say it because they think it's the end of their political career.
Well, I see an end coming a lot quicker than what we think. of these ultra right wing MAGA Republicans, these tiny group of MAGA Republicans controlling things. I see an end to that. And they're putting nails in their own coffin.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know, speaking of Senate, I have a question. It just came to mind.
What?
A lot of people are asking about Mitch McConnell. I'm sure you've read it.
Oh, I've already read, but go ahead.
But I watched that when he was talking, and even though emergency room doctor said no, and I'm not a doctor, entertainment purposes only, but I've seen a lot of TIAs, transient ischemic attacks, and it looked to me like he had one.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
and from the beginning, I said he had a TIA. Even babies, when they have little strokes,
right,
their affect is different than what you consider a stroke. A grand stroke or grand mal seizure and all that is totally different than TIAs or petit mal seizure.
And so people are wondering what's going to happen to him.
Uh-oh, you froze.
I think you froze. I don't know if.
Are you still there?
I'm here. There you go.
Okay, good. You know what I'll do when you freeze is I'll put us on pause and then we'll go back.
Okay.
Okay.
But I'm sure it was a TIA. So people, I don't know if, as much as I dislike him, I don't wish him harm.
No, he was white as a ghost.
He's not going to be able to finish out his term.
I know. I saw that right away. I saw that right away.
And I don't know Kentucky law. I don't know if Governor Beshear, who's a Democrat, would have to put a Republican in.
Yeah, because McConnell managed to pass some sort
of. Here we go again. We're freezing.
Okay, I put it on pause for that. So Beshear, apparently McConnell passed some sort of law in Kentucky that if it's a Republican that's in office, you have to replace him. By the way, McConnell would not go with that law. If this is a different state with a Republican and he decides to put a Republican in office from a Democrat, they'd say go for it.
Right.
But no, they're going to act. So Beshear will put in a Democrat and let them sue them till the Supreme Court. He can't do this. This is an illegal law.
There you go. Okay. I never thought of that. But
I will tell you this, something happens and they temporarily put in some Republican. I think that Amy gal is going to win.
Or what Beshear would do would be put in, I think he would pull a Republican on a Republican. I think what he would do is put somebody in who's really more of a moderate Democrat under the guise that they're a Republican, when really they lean more Democrat.
Okay.
That's what I see.
Who would be the next minority leader?
That I don't know. But whoever it is won't last long either.
Yep.
Anyway, sorry, Lynn. I just wanted to bring that up.
Yes, that's great. I'm glad you did. It might even be in the questions. Okay, so Jelly Belly wants to know
that name.
Who wrote the Akashic records?
Who will what do what?
Who wrote the Akashic records?
The Akashic records? Who wrote them? However
Nobody.
You say it.
Nobody.
It's just really almost a collection, if you will, of everything that is and ever will be. It's just all of the knowledge of the universe, the way I see it.
History, yeah.
And the history yet to come.
Yeah.
And all variations thereof.
So Denise wants to know, will 45 go to Saudi Arabia?
People wonder if he'll leave the country and maybe ask for asylum somewhere else. I see if he does that, they'll revoke his passport.
Okay.
And if they revoke his passport, he's going to have to get a passport from another country. And so that means if he wants to come back here, then he's going to be arrested and all of his holdings will be seized. So I'm just not seeing him fleeing the country for any length of time.
Yeah, well, let me tell you something. He, especially when this January 6th come up, they'll take all his passports. Mark my words.
That's the first thing they do when you get criminally indicted.
Yeah.
First thing they do is revoke your passport. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Now he's going to be thinking if he's running for president, then he can get like some kind of presidential passport. Wrong. It'll still be revoked.
Well, let me tell you something. I can tell you this. He definitely thinks he's going to win as president. He is so sure because the damn news media, almost 2 years before the presidential elections, are posting that he's way up on the polls with Republicans. By the way, Biden is going up.
Those polls don't mean anything.
Biden is going up.
He is going to go up. And they're trying to use this thing with Hunter to damage Biden, and it's not going to work.
I don't even know if he can run because by the time
I don't see it working. I don't know why we keep freezing.
We keep freezing, and I keep pausing it every time we freeze. And we've been having this trouble.
Right. I don't know what it is.
I've been having the trouble all week long. And if you're having it, then something's going on.
We've had it. It's been bad.
Hey, listen, I just looked at a documentary of that Hurricane Sandy.
Wow.
What a freaking trip. Do you remember Sandy?
Yes.
What a trip that was. It was going out like this, and something happened coming from the north that literally turned it, and it went into New York, New Jersey.
Yeah, change course.
My friend said, Dan said, that's the reason Christie got reelected, because he handled it so well.
Unlike Trump, who was throwing paper towels in Puerto Rico.
I know. So anyway.
These, here again, the news media and these polls, they really don't mean squat right now.
Yeah.
I mean, too early in the game.
Too early. Exit
polls don't necessarily mean that much anyway.
But let me tell you something. Wait till they try to shut down the government. And by the way, they made an agreement about the upcoming budget when they did the other thing with McCarthy and Biden. They had come up with an agreement. The repubes have totally changed it. They're doing crazy things. They're asking for crazy things. And, I see Biden like this. Oh, hell to the no. We again, sorry. So I was saying, did you get the part where I said that McCarthy had agreed with Biden about the upcoming budget, and then now they're turning it all around? He speaks with forked tongue.
Because McCarthy needs to grow a set to stand up to the people like Marjorie Taylor Greene and the MAGA Republicans, and he doesn't. He tries to play all ends against the middle, and that's going to bite him where the sun doesn't shine. If they close down the government, it's Katie bar the door for the Republicans.
That's it. I felt that. I thought at first I got panicked, like, oh no, and then I thought, yeah.
Because remember this: even people that are Republican, even people that are MAGA, that are working for the government, will not get paid.
Yes.
People won't get their Social Security checks. I mean, it'll be catastrophic.
Well, I don't think Social Security. I think that still goes, right?
Well, maybe it does. But there's a part of me that my guides tell me, but they don't care. They'll use the government as a hostage to get what they want, but it won't work. It's going to bite them huge.
They want to burn it down. They all do.
They do.
That's why people are cray. They're even thinking about RFK. By the way, who's a total Republican.
Oh, of course.
He's about as Democrat as I'm 110 pounds. Jesus Christ, he's horrible.
He's not gonna, I don't see him doing that much.
And DeSatan is a nothing burger.
Oh, DeSatan, oh please. He's I see him going as governor of Florida. 2 people in Florida have had it with him.
Yes. I just got a flash.
What is it?
I just got a flash that Trump is putting all kinds of money out that his people are sending towards his legal fees. Psychically, I just got a hit that he's thinking, because people are going, well, how much longer can he do this? He's not going to have any money for, pouncing around before when he was in government, he used our money, taxpayers' money.
Right.
But now he can't use taxpayers' money. So I just had a flash that
Here we go with the freeze again. That was the end of it.
Okay, so what I got was my flash was that he's thinking once I'm in office, because he really thinks he's going to get in office, he'll just use the government money to pay his debt.
It's not going to, and that's misappropriation, by the way.
Mm-hmm. He'll figure out a way.
And the thing that really bothers me is they're going after Hunter Biden because they said he didn't pay his taxes, but yet they let Trump get by with it for 20 years and don't say a word about that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, you know, the double standards.
Okay.
But Trump will be held accountable.
Good. Queen of Crowdom said, love you too, and so grateful you are doing well, Mel.
Thank you.
Wondering if money exchanged hands in the Georgia case, and that's one of the aspects of Fannie's RICO case. Also wondering if Trump leaves the country. Oh, we just answered that.
I'm sorry, if money exchanged hands?
Is why Fannie's doing the RICO case. Fannie.
Well, RICO means that RICO just means that you can, like if somebody runs a criminal organization and even if they didn't commit the crime, you could still charge them with that because they run a criminal organization. So I think she's smart to try Trump under RICO because it kind of puts everything all under the same umbrella. It's okay. A risk, but my guides tell me it's a risk she'll win.
Wow, that's one. Oh, I think she's going to do great.
Yep.
I think she's going to do great. Okay, so Chris.
And by the way, the judge in that Georgia case, whether a Democrat or Republican, it doesn't matter, or independent, that judge is not going to put up with any shenanigans from Trump. I can say that right now.
Well, he starts threatening people like he does, unlike Eileen Cannon, who's just sitting on it. This judge will say, put his ass in jail. You keep talking, sucker. We're going to put your ass in jail. He'll actually shut him up.
Well, I see him being held in contempt. I don't know through Cannon because she's, well, we know.
Yeah, she lets him get away with everything.
But through other judges as well. You know, Cannon is the least of my worries. But some of these states are really going to go after him hot and heavy. And the only way that he can get out of that would be to be pardoned by a governor. But a lot of those states change their laws about what the governors can and can't pardon.
Yeah.
So Trump's going to be in deep doo-doo.
Can you believe him and Jared Kushner were going to the highest bidder about getting people to pardon?
You know what? And now all of a sudden the Republicans, will Joe Biden pardon his son? Well, if Trump pardoned a family member or the thugs he pardoned, it was okay because it's the president, right? With the MAGAs. And now all of a sudden they're pulling crap out of the air? I don't think so.
No. My question, Chris Piazza said that the Atlantic Ocean could be dramatically affected by climate change and lead to massive calamitous weather changes as early as 2025. We are talking about catastrophic weather because of this massive shift. Do you see what's happening?
Here we go, frozen again. But all of the oceans are being affected. Here we go.
I'm so sorry. When you started talking about all the oceans, I had put us on pause. It doesn't look like we're going to be able to really get in a good amount because we keep going freezing.
Well, let's try and see what happens. How's that?
Okay, so tell us about all the oceans are going through.
Well, I don't think it's just the Atlantic Ocean. I think it's all the oceans that are going to be reacting to calamitous climate change. And so what's going to happen is, what they're trying to do is regrow coral because they're very important for the ecosystem of the earth. But what we're going to see is a lot more violent storms, i.e. typhoons and hurricanes, and a lot more whipping up to the Gulf of Mexico because the oceans are warming.
Yeah, and they're killing the coral.
That's correct. And so, have we tipped the scale to the point of Armageddon? No. But unless we start doing something PDQ, then we will tip the scale too far. And Mother Nature will always win. Remember that. Mother Nature will always win.
And also, don't forget that the voting is until next November.
Right.
So you're going to see so many changes that people will say, you know what, I'm on the side of the people who want to stop this. Not
Well,
on the side of the people saying, well, there's snow, so there can't be any global warming.
or let's just keep raping the planet of all the coal and make the money we can and screw posterity.
Yeah.
No, that idea is going to go out the window real quick.
Yeah. Okay, so Liz Reese wants to know, will Melania get in trouble for anything?
I don't know about Melania getting into any major trouble.
Okay, start where you were. You don't know if Melania is going to be in any trouble.
Melania getting I don't know about Melania getting into any major trouble for anything, but I do see her being questioned about stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know what you picked up on it, Linda.
Yeah, I feel she'll get away with things. She'll move away.
She will. She's going to end up divorcing Donald. You'll see.
Yeah, because either that or he dies because she needs the money.
I don't see a long life for him. I don't wish him harm, but I keep saying he's too much his health.
Yeah. So Deborah wants to know, her niece passed away in May.
Sorry.
Was from lung cancer. Was her passing an easy one?
I feel like struggling breathing. I feel like it was controlled with pain meds, so the pain wouldn't be so excruciating. And then, so the actual passing over wasn't excruciating. No.
No.
And then I see her hovering for a little bit. She's like, no, I'm done. And she went right to the light.
Okay. That's good news. Ooh, here's a good one. Barbara. Is there a possibility for DeSatan to be out of office within a year?
I see the number 1.5. So I'm thinking it might be more like a year and a half. But I'll tell you where DeSatan made his fatal mistake. Well, there were a couple. He's like the current Anita Bryant, with the whole anti-gay thing in Florida. Well, but the other place he made his mistake was when he took on Disney. That was a fatal flaw. I keep saying you don't mess with Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. You just don't.
And I'm sure people told him, don't do this.
And I'm sure behind the scenes that Disney is, for entertainment purposes only, is channeling a lot of energy
to get him out.
To get him out. That's right.
Yeah.
So, and any governor that wants to take mildly radioactive waste and put it in road fill, it's like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
What is wrong with that man?
I know.
And then he's trying to pass a law in Florida that it's illegal to circumcise male babies. I'm like, give me a break.
Well, the Jewish religion, that they live by that. So,
well, I don't have a problem with it I don't have an issue with it for religious reasons at all. But when he said that it slapped of anti-Semitism.
Oh, but they're the party of freedom. Freedom of what? They're going to tell you what you can do with your kids, what women can do with their bodies. Freedom of what?
That's my whole point. Yeah, freedom of what? You can't circumcise your kid. You can't get an abortion.
You can't talk negative about him unless you're registered.
That's correct. You can't say gay.
No.
You can't be a drag queen because drag shows are illegal. And the only reason he did that is because in Miami, there was a restaurant that had a drag show and the waiters were drag queens. I mean, he's picking on everybody. And people have had it with him.
But they're telling, we have the right to have freedom. And then they're telling your kids what books they can and cannot read. Like it's not available online. But the way, they didn't plug or ban Hitler's book.
Mein Kampf.
Mein Kampf, or whatever it is.
My struggles in German, or the Bible for that matter.
Yeah. Oh no, but people said you got to stop the Bible because it's got too many horrible things in it.
Right. So such as when people set double standards, right? I always say he's dog meat, but that's an insult to dogs. He's pretty much done for, I feel. I really do.
Olga asked if there's going to be some sort of reprieve on the price of food to a
Yes.
more reasonable level. It's happening as we speak. I was at the store the other day. Finally, chicken went way down. Eggs are still a little more expensive. Sometimes what happens is they'll raise the rate even though it's cheaper and they keep it there. But what'll happen is, just like with eggs, people just stop buying them.
Well, my flashlight, my psychic light bulb just went on. A lot of this, they said, was supply chain shortage, but the biggest part of it was price gouging.
Yeah.
And let's say the eggs example. People started buying eggs. Who did that hurt? That hurt the farmers who do what? Produce eggs and chickens. And so I think it's price gouging.
Okay.
Not from the farmer, but from the grocers and all that stuff.
Right.
And then people stop buying it. And it's like no demand, so the prices come down. I noticed the price of hamburger came down a little bit.
Oh yeah, I couldn't believe some of the deals at Safeway.
So what I do is when I go to the grocery store, they'll have buy one, get one free.
Yeah, which is the same price if you buy one.
Of course.
They make it look like you're getting a deal.
Of course. But you got to get them home and freeze them right away.
Yeah.
But I always watch, I'm not one of these people that clip coupons. I don't have time for that.
Oh my God, my mom was a coupon freak.
So was
my
mine.
sister had a cut every Sunday paper. We had a cut.
Oh, I know. And then you get in front of somebody. Remember, you used to get in front of somebody. Oh, I got all these coupons. You have to go through every one of them. Like, what?
Oh, there was such a funny Carol Burnett piece on a friend of theirs that had died. And her and Mama got in a big fight because the person that had died had given a coupon for something. And she was supposed to get some coupon back. And between the two of them, they were fighting, almost fisticuffs over a coupon. And that's how my mom was. She was very sweet and tiny, but listen, don't mess with her and her coupons. Boy, she'd be going her little crooked fingers going through the coupons. I got a coupon for that.
My mother was that way with green stamps.
I remember green stamps.
Yellow stamps and green stamps, top value. And they give you these stamp books. And when you got enough of them, you could buy a pod or a pan or something. Oh my God. Whatever you do not take her green. She had green stamps and yellow stamps. Do not take them.
Well, we had green stamps and we had a book. And yeah. I used to like to lick them and put them in the book.
Yeah, me too. The top value stamps, those were the yellow one, and the green stamps. And yeah, you kids, can we put them in the book? I love the taste of that glue. That's probably what's wrong with my brain right now.
Yeah, worse.
And then your tongue was like this for the rest of the day.
Hey, Pat Lee said, hey, you guys, when's the next time Jack Smith is going to Subway? He likes him some Subway.
Ooh, hopefully one near us.
Yeah. So let me ask you something. Ask your higher self. Are you feeling any kind of indictments coming up this week? I just heard yes, big time.
I was thinking next week, but with Trump, you mean with Trump or the cronies around him? I think this week for some of the cronies around him, yes.
Okay. Well, I feel Jack's part of that.
Yes. But I still think that Jack has got a couple things he's working on before.
I feel Wednesday.
Okay.
I'll just put it out there. Fanny is right behind him. I'm telling you right now.
Well, okay. But I see a couple of indictments coming down for people around Trump. But there's, you know what, Linda, here again, there's a couple indictments, 3 or 4 more that he's got that are going to be huge against Trump in addition to what he's already got.
Oh, I love it.
Well,
hey, and I just read about this morning. Trump is suing again to remove Fanny.
Of course.
And there's a hearing on it. Will Trump be successful? I hear no.
Nothing.
Okay. The thing is, it's not her charging him. It's a grand jury looking at the evidence charging him.
If they remove her right now, it's going to create the biggest political scandal and obstruction scandal this country has ever seen. It's not going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen.
Trump. That's what Trump does. he sues and sues and sues and sues and sues until pretty soon he doesn't have any more lawsuits left, and then hopes that people will forget about it.
And every suit is like they're doing this thing.
Exactly.
Just now that CNN lawsuit.
That's right.
He said they were affecting his ability in the polls. Hello, his polls are high.
Yeah, right. Every time he sues Fannie to try to get her to stop, or Fani, however you pronounce her name,
Fani,
that's going to make her that much more determined not to give up.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, he's poking the bear, and he keeps poking it. If I were him, I would just like step back, quit poking that bear.
Right. So I'm going to stop here because it's very hard today with the constant freezing.
Okay.
And I'll be on your show next Monday. So don't call me until next Monday. I don't want to hear from you.
I want to call you.
Okay, you guys, love you. And I don't go back and monitor my show. I don't know how to cut and paste or any of that.
I don't either. You know what? Screw it. You know what? That's what's great about live. You know,
I'm not a professional. Well, this is Zoom, and I could technically go back. I know Andre knows how to do it.
Well, you know what? The way it works, I can edit an iMovie, but by the time you do it all, it's too much work. You know what? I just like flying by the seat of your pants, and if it freezes, it freezes, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. And you know what? That's just the way it goes. And here we are.
Here we are.
Well, we had a good chat at the beginning.
We had a good time, and thank you guys and thanks for putting up with us with chit chatting 20 minutes into it. It's like, when are you going to answer the question? Answer the question.
But people like the chit chat too, I think.
Yeah, we love to chit chat.
Let them know we're real.
Okay, love you all.
Bye.